What's up, everybody? Matt Modi here with Jedi Modi Sports Network, and it is officially Tater Time, Week 3, Thursday Night Football, Giants versus 49ers. I have two anytime touchdown picks for you guys for this game. Now, I got to admit, Tater Time has been brutal to start the season. We are 5 and 12 overall on our Tater picks, 5 right, 12 wrong, down 5.67 units. I will say, we have had some horrible luck. On Thursday Night Football last week, we had Justin Jefferson. He was about to score, fumbled at the one. We had A.J. Brown. He did score. It was called back. On Monday Night Football, we had both starting running backs to score. Both of them got hurt after their injury. The backup running backs scored. Doesn't matter. It all counts the same as an L in the sports book, in the records book. Hopefully, we can turn this around. I will admit I'm changing up my strategy just a little bit. I'm going for a little more of the long shot option as opposed to the chalk ones, because the chalk ones, yes, they're chalk for a reason, but the value just isn't quite there. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of a better value, kind of almost replicating the success I've had on the Dawn Report, where every play is like plus 300 and above, or right around plus 300. So I'm looking to do something similar for Tater Time. As I mentioned, I got two this game for Thursday Night Football, and let's chat taters. So play number one, this is obviously in the Thursday Night Football Giants 49ers game. Give me George Kittle to score a touchdown, plus 190 odds at FanDuel. The reason why I am in on George Kittle in this game is because of the injury to Brandon Ayuk. Now, as of right now, he is listed as questionable to play with the shoulder injury. He seemed like he was in a ton of pain on Sunday, but he kept coming back in. So good for him. The guess is, even if he plays, he probably won't play the full complement of snaps and won't get the normal workload that he does. If that happens, if my prediction comes true, look for George Kittle to soak up the majority of those vacated targets. When the 49ers get into the red zone, if they're not running it, they're mostly throwing it to Brandon Ayuk. He leads the team in red zone targets, and also he's caught the only 2 red zone touchdowns of the year as well. With Ayuk out of the lineup, I am projecting that role to go to George Kittle. Now, of course, the 49ers are always a threat to run the ball when they get close, but you're not going to get any value on McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel, and I think the value at George Kittle at plus 190 is really good. Now, when the 49ers have their skill positions entirely healthy, the big four, McCaffrey, Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk, Kittle's role is diminished and he's very unreliable. But when one of those players are out, especially one of their receivers, we generally see an uptick in the role for George Kittle, which makes sense, right? Use him when your better players aren't available. That part makes sense. And this is exactly what happened last year as Brock Purdy was making his ascension as the 49ers starting quarterback. It's easy to forget because it was last year. The last 4 games of the season, George Kittle had a combined 7 touchdowns. The common denominator in those 4 games is that Deebo Samuel did not play because he was out with an injury. Brock Purdy went to George Kittle more. He rewarded him with a bunch of touchdowns. Then in the playoffs, Deebo Samuel returned. George Kittle did not score a touchdown in the 3 playoff games for the 49ers. So to be clear, whether Brandon Ayuk plays or not, I do like this play a lot. And if Brandon Ayuk is officially listed as out, I think the odds are going to skyrocket in favor of George Kittle. So I do think it's worth hopping on this now. Cashing our first play for Tater Time. Next up, obviously, we're sticking in the same game, going with a player on the Giants. Give me Daniel Jones to score a touchdown, plus 250 odds at FanDuel. Now, this game has the potential to be incredibly gross for the 49ers. Unfortunately, there isn't really anybody that we trust to score, especially with Saquon Barkley most likely being out. Daniel Jones has thrown for 2 touchdowns this year. Touchdown number 1 went to Isaiah Hodgins. I'm not trusting that, especially when the Giants get close. The second passing touchdown went to Saquon Barkley. They've also run the ball 6 times with their running backs. All 6 carries went to Saquon Barkley. The guess here is that Matt Breida is going to take the majority of the snaps, but I don't think that he is just going to completely walk into the exact same usage rate that Saquon Barkley got. They're probably going to do a committee, and I don't trust any part of whatever committee they decide. In terms of passing targets, there's nobody on the Giants that you can trust to get targets outside of Darren Waller. And this is not a great matchup for Darren Waller. The 49ers have the third best DVOA at guarding tight ends. This is according to FTN Football Talk Network. Looking at DVOA, 49ers do a great job against a tight end position. And all this leaves is Daniel Jones. He scored in their last game against the Cardinals. And in the red zone this year, he has a total of 6 rushing attempts. That matches the same exact total that Saquon Barkley has rushing attempts as well. So the guess here is that the game in which the Giants know that they're outmatched against the 49ers and they are missing their best offensive skill player, they're probably going to rely on Daniel Jones's legs more, especially when/if they can even get close to the goal line. So for plus 250, the value is definitely there. All we need is one of these two players to score a touchdown, and we're going to be profitable. If we can get both to cash, we will do a nice chunk into our Tater Time losses. So let's hope for that. Other than that, remember to like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All that good stuff helps me out a ton. Comment, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have other anytime touchdown picks. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.